Hey guys, it's Nick Derhoond, and today we're going to do a little bit of juice review and, the hardware that I'm running at least right now. So, let's see, what was I going to say? Yes. So, I want to apologize. I meant to get to it all earlier, but I've been having some technical difficulties. I've had some things going on, and I won't really get into those right now, but let's go ahead and get on with the juice review and the hardware review. Now, I have to say, I've been vaping this for a while, and this is Devil's Blend. They call it the Devil's Mojo, or you can call it Devil's Mojo since it's M-O-J-O. It's a mojito flavor. It's rum, tasty lime, and cool mint mojito. And it's a 30-70 mix, which is a little bit off compared to what I usually run. I usually run 80-20 or higher. But I have to say, it's actually really good. And give me a second. I've been vaping another juice because I wanted to save the rest of this for a review. And let me tell you what I think of it here. Now that I've got my palate a little bit cleaner from vaping some other stuff. It's really good, actually. And that was my girlfriend. I'll get back to her in a second. Sorry, babe. um, but it's really good. The rum really comes through. Actually, I've had a couple mojitos. The rum actually comes through as a little bit, to me, more of a spicier, darker rum, whereas I've seen a lot of mojitos made with a lighter rum. The lime's very, very subtle, and the mint just gives you a little bit of a hint. But what's really nice is that the aftertaste and the exhale really gives you that full rum flavor, which I personally am a fan of my dark rums. And for a 30-70 mix, I'm running about 75 watts, and my cotton's starting to go bad. I can tell it's not looking like it's supposed to, but it's still clouds very well, and tastes excellent. I actually have been vaping it all day for the past couple of days, and then I decided to ease off a little bit on it and come back so I could get another fresh taste of it for the review. Make sure that when I first tried it out, it tasted just as good as when I vaped on it later. Now, onto the hardware that I'm running, at least right now. Don't have much as far as mods go. Unfortunately, my X-Cube died on me a few months ago, otherwise I would tell you what I thought of it. It was a good mod, and it did me well, but there were some little nitpicky things I didn't like about it. What I'm running right now is the Reaulaux, which I have to say is an excellent mod. I started off with a Sigelei 150 way back, and that's when I first got into sub-ohming and building my own stuff and dripping. And this to me it's just as cool to me now as the Sigelei was to me back then. Of course, it runs on, if I can get it open here, this one's actually used, I traded for this one. This has been around a little bit, and it's been knocked around more than a handful of times. But I'm sure you guys all know now, it runs on 318-650s. It's got temp control. I actually have the newest firmware on here. I actually have I have modified firmware. And me as a techie nerd and as a little bit of a hacker, I love being able to do custom firmwares. I've actually got a Atari theme on it right now, and I'm working on making my own custom theme later on. Of course, variable wattage is variable wattage. Once, everybody got bugs sorted out way back with, ohms reading right and, stuff like that, variable wattage is pretty much the mainstay. It works. And I've not tried it out on full power. I usually don't exceed about 100 to 110 watts on most of my builds. But I'm pretty sure it will hit just as hard as you expect it to at those powers. What I really love, though, is the temp control. A lot of the earlier temp control mods, I don't know if the clock rate was slow on the chip or if it was a programming issue or what it was, but a lot of the earlier temp control mods had an issue where they would pogo. Basically, you would hit it, and while the coils were cold, it would have a lot of power and it would hit really hard. Then it would check the resistance and it'd go, oh, hey, I'm above the temperature, so I'm going to cut the wattage, and then they would cut it down too far, and then it would be like, hold on, my coils are too cold, so I'm going to go back to a high wattage. And it would do this, I know with my X Cube, it seemed to be almost at tenth to a quarter second intervals. And it got really irritating because it'd be low, then it'd be high, then it'd be low, then it'd be high. Now, I've got a set of titanium coils in one of my tanks, and I ran it on this, and it was smooth all the way through. There was no pogo. Once you set your limit on your watts, it starts off very smoothly. It stays right where you expect it to be, and it doesn't want to vary. It seems like it reads a lot faster, and it's a lot smoother in controlling the temperature control, or the temperature. Now, for my Addy, what I'm running right now is actually a competition Addy, and I tend to run those a little bit more than flavor Addies because I'm a little bit of a cloud junkie. I like having, big clouds, which is kind of fun when you're driving around, but I've always liked having the bigger clouds, although I do like my flavor Addies too. I just haven't built one, and I don't know, you just get used to having, the massive airflow. And because of that, I'm right now running a Samurai. And I'd take it apart for you guys right now, but I really don't feel like rebuilding my deck. I'll probably do that in a later video once I've transitioned over to a different Addy. But I will say that the airflow's really good on it. When you've got this thing full open, it's still smooth, it's not turbulent. The bottom airflow really helps out too. Although, of course, with any bottom airflow, you do have the issue of you got to be careful when you're dripping it. Even with the deeper juice well, if you're not really paying attention, it's really easy to have juice down the side of your mod. But I kind of got used to that running a freak show, and I've gotten a lot more careful with my drippers. Now, I did have an issue with it, and I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but I had an issue with the center post shorting out inside the Addy. And that was causing me a little bit of an issue, and I ended up being able to kind of tweak around with it. I actually, like I always do, I modified it a little bit. I put some electrical tape on the inside around the center post. It seems to be working really well for me now. Of course, this being an older one, I can still take the top cap off. It's a 3-post. It does actually have, if I recall correctly, the center hole staggered up just a touch. So it's really easy to get your wires in. Although, with it being 3-post, you always have the issue of trying to get, your inside leads lined up exactly like you want to, but it actually holds very steady. I actually was working on the back of a trailer the other day, semi-trailer. Had this whole setup sitting on the edge of the trailer, and when I went to get off the back of the trailer, I accidentally knocked the whole thing off. And I have to say that the Reaulaux and the Samurai were rock steady. Nothing actually got jostled loose. I had to clean up, running a chuff cap and big air holes. I had to clean a little bit of debris out of it, and went to the truck or went to the car and changed my cotton to make sure I was still running clean cotton, didn't have any motor roll or anything in there. But other than that, it runs perfectly well. Really, I don't really have any complaints about either the Reaulaux or the Samurai, other than that, the Reaulaux, for the sake of, having to run 3 batteries, having the space for all that, means it's still really bulky in the pocket. Although the shape is beautiful. It actually is very comfortable in the hand, even though it's a very, very large and heavy mod. And this is, by the way, I should say, this is just the regular RX200. This isn't the 200S, or I think they've got a newer one out now that's a little bit smaller. I don't know how they manage that, but it's a little bit smaller. Hopefully I'll get my hands on one of those soon and let you know how that runs. From what I've seen online, it does look like it's a little bit better. Other than that, I don't really have much else to add. Sorry about the little jump there, guys. My camera has a little bit of a limit on it. Once again, little technical issues, once I get established a little bit more on YouTube, eventually get things sorted out, I'll be able to record longer videos and everything like that. Anyway, what is I saying here? Ah, yes. So, Devil's Blend. You guys are awesome. Y'all were I believe, one of the first people that started following me on Twitter. And because of that, that's why I picked you guys as my first official vape review. There's another vaping episode, vape video I made a while back that didn't really like how it came out. I'm still leaving it up on YouTube just to show how I started off. Posterity state. Is that the right word? Anyway, so hopefully soon I'll have some more juices coming up this way that I can review. Some more hardware. I'll be grabbing some of my other addies out of my bag. Of course, they're all older stuff. Everybody's already reviewed them, I'm pretty sure, but I want to at least give my take on them. And for my next gaming video, I actually have, even though I said I was going to do classic games, I found a game that I'd had stashed away on Humble Bundle that I had not downloaded yet, and I don't want to give away the name of it yet. I've played it for like a couple minutes just to make sure it loaded and get a feel for it, and it seems to be really awesome. So I'm actually going to do kind of an initial reaction to the game, as opposed to all my DOS games, which I've logged Lord knows how many hours on. So you guys will be seeing that soon. I don't want to put a date out on it yet. I'm still working out a couple bugs on the computer side as far as recording the games. But I think I've got almost everything sorted. Anyway, this is Nick Hoond, and I'll be seeing you guys later on in the next video where we'll be reviewing a game, and might actually be pairing, if I've got a couple more juices, I might actually be pairing a juice or two with some of the games I play later on. Anyway, this is Nick Hoond, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is a really good setup. Atari 2600. What are you guys still doing here? You're still watching this video? Go on. There's some more suggested videos, over there. Oh, this is probably the point where I should say, hey, if you like the videos, reach down there, click that wonderful like button, leave your comments down below, and if you really want to see some more of my stuff, smack that subscribe button. And I'll be around. What are you still doing here? Go on. There's plenty more YouTube. I'm pretty sure you'll find something else. Go on. Well, I'm done right now. You're just gonna sit here and watch me vape?